Hi, Jeff Price here. Welcome to Season 3 of Telling Tales. We have brand new stories for you. We'll take you from the Sahara Desert and time travel to a dystopian future. We'll meet up again with John Paul Doherty and Mary McGlade. Now, all the stories are free to download, and if you enjoy them, why not buy me a cup of coffee? The link is on the podcast front page. I hope you enjoy them. Swipe Right, a short story by Jeff Price. It's Friday night in the apartment of John and Gary. John opened the door and slumped over to the fridge, grabbing a can of beer. His flatmate Gary looked up from the sofa and gave him a quizzical look. "You're back early. How did the date go?" "A catastrophe," John replied, flopping into a chair. "She stopped eating and looked at me and said she just wasn't feeling it. Got up and walked out." "Oh, brutal," Gary said. "I know. I felt a right idiot. Everyone was looking at me. I just paid the bill and left." John slumped down onto the sofa beside Gary. "Am I a complete fool? I've been on this dating app for 3 months now. I've only had 4 dates, none of which have gone to a second. You don't seem to have any problems getting dates." Gary shrugged. "Well, on the gay scene, dates are easy. Boyfriends you can trust are not so easy to find. Don't change the subject anyway." "Maybe it's your profile on Tinder. Let me have a look." John reluctantly handed over his phone. "Here." Gary scrolled through it, shaking his head. "Oh, man, I see your problem. This is not good at all. You start with the fact that you're a warehouse manager, and it gets worse after that. The profile picture makes you look like your mother dressed you. Under hobbies, it says none." "Well, I couldn't think of anything," John protested. "Watching telly and drinking beer was all I could come up with." "Well, to be fair, that's pretty spot on," Gary said with a grin. "Wait a minute, you read a lot, and you used to play guitar. You didn't mention them." John shook his head. "I read crime novels, and I haven't played guitar since university. That was 6 years ago. And plus, I'm a bass player. That's worse than saying you're into Morris dancing. Nobody likes bass players. Not even bass players." Gary stood up. "Just do as I say, and I promise we can get you the date of your dreams. Firstly, clothes. It's Saturday tomorrow. Let's go into town and get some new clothes. Oh, and a decent haircut as well. I'll come with you." Saturday night. The door opened and John staggered in, loaded with bags. Gary trailed behind him with more bags. Gary dropped his bags and smiled. "Time for photos. Go and put on the Levi's, the Sam Fender t-shirt, and that North Face jacket." 10 minutes later, John reappeared in the living room. "Wow!" Gary jumped up from the sofa and nearly knocked his can of beer over. "The ladies are going to love this." Gary took out his iPhone. "Stand over there by the wall near the window. Now face the window." Gary checked his phone. "Okay, now turn towards me and smile." Click. Again, but try not to grimace this time. Just relax. After a few more attempts, Gary nodded with satisfaction. "Got it. Grab a couple more beers and get your phone out again. Let's work on this profile." John opened the Tinder app and handed it to Gary, who read through the profile again. "Look, John, I'm going to say this." Gary settled back on the sofa. "You're not a Tinder sort of guy. The women here aren't looking for boyfriends. They want to have a bit of fun. And this profile does not say fun guy. You're more of a guardian soulmates person. Let's check out the Guardian." Gary opened John's laptop and stared at the screen. Pin number, please. 1234. I should have guessed that, Gary muttered, typing it in. Okay, let's start on the profile. Job, professional musician. I'm not. I'm a warehouse manager. Yeah, well, everyone knows these profiles are bollocks. You just have to play the game. Well, then what's the point? Trust me. Next, education. How about a fine art and music degree from St. Martin's? I did my degree in urban planning at Leicester. It's music and fine art now. But what if she asks awkward questions? Ah, the trick is not to let her ask too many questions, Gary explained. Ask her questions. Get her to tell you her life story. Look interested. If she asks an awkward question, compliment her on something. She's a Guardian reader like you. Talk about the writers you like. Ask her who she reads first and then say, that's the one you go for as well. Let's find the best of the photos from before and go live with this. John hesitated. I'm not sure about this. What if I get caught out lying? Look, John, Gary said, you've been out for a duck every time. It can't get any worse. Trust me. I don't think we should do this, John said. Too late. Gary grinned and hit the enter key. I pressed go live. Your profile is up. Sunday morning. Good morning, sunshine, Gary said, a grin as wide as the Tyne on his face. John shuffled to the kitchen counter and pushed a coffee mug under the espresso machine. And what's good about it? Well, have you looked at your laptop this morning? Because I have, Gary said, clearly pleased with himself. John turned round, mug in hand. Why are you looking at my laptop? Well, to see how the new profile was working. You've had 3 replies, all of them gorgeous. Check it out, you'll not be disappointed. I'm your friend. I just want to help. You helped me when I came out of the army and I was all over the place. It's my turn to help you. Anyway, I know you. You would have messed about for days before replying. John sat down at the kitchen table and peered at the laptop. Dr. Amanda Scott, 28, junior doctor at Great Ormond Street Hospital for Sick Children, hobbies painting and camping. Amuse Bush has been to Glastonbury every year since she was 16, lives in Crouch End. John looked up at Gary in amazement. Wow, she looks and sounds amazing. Where should we go? Well, I'd book a table at Melange on Elder Avenue. It's that French eatery. Trendy, but not too hipster. Gary looked at his phone. Shall I book for Wednesday, say 7:30, okay? You'll fit in well there. Yeah, go on, go for it. Wednesday night, 11 o'clock p.m. Gary pressed the off button on the TV remote as John walked in. Well, how did it go? Tell all. John slumped into the chair. Well, good and bad. How come? Gary asked, turning to face him. Well, we got on great, John began. The place was amazing, the food was fantastic, and we never stopped talking all night. She is fabulous. Kind, caring, everything. I thought she'd be posh being a doctor and that, but she's really down to earth. So why good and bad? Gary prompted. John ran his hand through his hair. She knew everything about music, and when I said I played bass, she wanted to know in which band, and I knew it wouldn't work just to make one up, so I said I was between bands but doing session work. And she asked me where, and the only recording studio I know in London is Abbey Road, so I said that. And then she wanted to know who I'd worked with, but I managed to switch the subject, like you said. Well, great. You did well, mate, Gary said encouragingly. She up for a second date? I haven't finished with the bad, John said grimly. Gary's face fell. I remembered in her profile she goes to Glastonbury, and I did in 2022, and I was wearing a Sam Fender T-shirt, and I pointed at it, and she gasped and said how he was her favourite. And did I talk to him? And I just got carried away and made up loads of stuff about the after party behind the pyramid stage and how he's really down to earth. And I made out we were pals and promised I'd get his autograph for her. Then she said he's playing the O2, but she couldn't get tickets. And I said, "Oh, I'll get you VIP passes." Gary winced. Well, that was really dumb. I know. As I heard myself say it, I was screaming in my head, "Shut up, shut up." But my mouth wasn't listening. Gary leaned forward. "Look, I've been to hell and back in the army, and this is bad, but not a disaster. Believe me, I know disasters. Just say he didn't get back to you, busy or something. Did you fix up a second date?" "Yeah, we're going to see a movie, the Bob Dylan biopic, a complete unknown." "Oh, good choice. Keep the chat to a minimum." Gary nodded approvingly. "Was there a snog after the date?" "Nah, just a peck on the cheek." "Well, here's your chance," Gary said with a grin. Saturday night, 11 o'clock. Gary was watching Match of the Day when the door opened and John and a young woman entered. John gestured between them. Dr. Amanda, this is my flatmate, Gary. Gary, meet Amanda." Gary jumped up from the couch. "Hi, Amanda. How was the movie?" Amanda smiled. "Well, we left halfway through and went for a drink or three." John grinned. "More like 4 or 5. Gary stretched and yawned theatrically. "Well, ambushed. I think I'll get an early night. I'll leave you two to enjoy Match of the Day." And he winked at John. "Good night." Sunday morning. John appeared in the kitchen as Gary was making himself a coffee. "Where's Amanda?" "Oh, she left last night about 12:30. She has work today, and anyway, I didn't want to rush things. We did have a bit of a fumble on the couch, but that's all. It was a brilliant night. But I worry that I'm out of my depth. She's not only a doctor in a hospital, she volunteers for Médecins Sans Frontières and told me she did trauma surgery at field hospitals in Afghanistan. Well, you've been there. You know what it's like." Gary's expression grew serious. "Yeah, and I prefer to forget it." "Field hospital," she said. "That's odd. You don't normally see civilians in field hospitals. It's usually only army medics." John nodded. "Well, pretty sure that's what it was. Anyway, I can never get Sam Fender tickets, never mind VIP passes. I told her I'd try to get in touch, but he hasn't got back to me, and she seemed a bit disappointed. But maybe the next time I'm at Abbey Road, she could come and have a look." And I managed to put her off, but I told you I'm not very good at lying. Gary studied his friend's worried face. "Look," Gary said, "she likes you. If lies are causing you a problem, then just tell her the truth." "Oh, yeah, she'll dump me then," John said flatly. "Oh, maybe. Probably not. Just trust me. When are you seeing her again?" "Well, I've not fixed up anything, but she gave me her mobile number. What'll I do?" John asked desperately. Gary thought for a moment. "Oh, look, it's quiz night at the Fox on Monday. Invite her to that and find a chance to tell her the truth. I have a feeling that it'll all work out okay." Monday night in the beer garden of the Fox pub. Amanda rubbed her arms against the cold. "You're good at this, John. We did brilliantly in the first half. I think we're second." She looked at John suspiciously. "Why are we out here, John? Neither of us smoke, and it's bloody freezing. Are you dumping me?" "God, no, it's just—" John began nervously. Amanda interrupted. Well, before you say anything, I need to tell you something. You're married? You have kids? John asked, panic creeping into his voice. No, none of that. It's just... Amanda started. Stop, Amanda, me first, John said firmly. He took a deep breath. I'm not a musician. I mean, I play bass, or at least I played bass at uni, but I'm not a session musician. I've never met Sam Fender, and I can't get tickets for the O2. Sorry, I'm just a warehouse manager. Amanda laughed. What's wrong with being a warehouse manager? Well, nothing really, but it's not very exciting. I don't know why I said it. It was stupid, and now I'm afraid you'll dump me, but I really, really like you. But I don't like lying. Gary said it was what they all do on apps, and I got carried away, so please forgive me. Matt reached out and took John's hand. You're not the only one who's been economical with the truth. I'm not a doctor, I'm a nurse. I couldn't even point to Afghanistan on a map. I heard doctors talking about going there with Médecins Sans Frontières, and I just got carried away as well. John took Amanda's face in his hands and gently kissed her. I really like you too, Amanda said as they walked back into the pub, and she took his hand. Meet me at Melange at 7:30 on Wednesday night, and let's start again, John said. A warehouse manager and a nurse, just looking for love. Amanda smiled. It's a date, and she kissed him back. Wednesday night at the bar of the Melange restaurant. Hi, John. Sorry I'm late. I was supposed to finish at 4, but it dragged on, Amanda said, slightly out of breath. No problem. I'm just having a beer. What can I get you? John replied, standing up to greet her. A G&T, please. Has it been a G&T sort of shift then? Yes, it has. You're funny. I like that. Sorry about all this Sam Fender stuff. Can I ask you something? Amanda nodded. Go ahead. Why a doctor? You're a nurse. That's a brilliant job. Everybody loves nurses, especially after COVID. You're heroes. Well, it's simple, really. When I went on the app, I got a lot of swipes. Went out with a few guys, but I soon discovered that nurse didn't mean bedpans to them. Can I just say they had expectations that I wasn't interested in? All of them? John asked. Pretty much, Amanda replied, taking a sip of her drink. But the doctor thing. Well, I noticed in the hospital men were always being flirty with the nurses, but never the female doctors. They treated them differently, showed more respect, and I thought if I said I was a doctor, I'd put off the grope and run guys. And did it work? She paused. I suppose I was looking for someone who'd respect me regardless, and you do. Wow. Do I get a certificate or a medal or something? John grinned. Amanda laughed and leaned back over and kissed him again. There, that should do. Can we get our table now? I'm starving. I've nothing but a cereal bar since 6 this morning. After the comments about the food, Amanda looked over at John. Your turn. What's wrong with being a warehouse manager? Well, nothing really. Gary, my flatmate, said it was boring. I like my job. I fell into it by accident. I came out of uni with a degree in urban planning, but I was struggling to find a job, so I got a job as a warehouseman at a stopgap. I quickly rose through the ranks, and my planning skills actually came in handy. I now run the warehouse, and my systems are being adopted in other depots. What's in it? Amanda asked. In what? In the warehouse. Oh, yeah. Sand for the building trade. Do you know, no one's ever asked me that question before. When I tell people I'm a warehouse manager, they just smile and change the subject. Even my flatmates never asked me that. Sand, Amanda said. Well, there are 5 main types and it comes in lots of variations. I could bore the pants off you for the next 3 hours with how complex it is, but I'll spare you because I like you. Oh, thank you. And I like you too. Wednesday night, 11 o'clock at the apartment. Well, that went better than I thought, John said as they settled in with their beers. I knew it would work out, Gary replied happily. She's a great woman and perfect for you. It was meant to be. John gave him a knowing look. How did you know it would work out? You're hiding something. Well, I reckon she must be lying as well. She said she'd been in a field hospital with MSF and that wouldn't happen. I was there in Helmand. MSF were only at the hospital in Lashkar. I then did some checking. There's a list of doctors who work at Great Ormond Street, and she wasn't on it. Then why didn't you tell me that? Well, I thought in the end it's best you sort it out for yourself. I think I've been interfering too much. I know I shouldn't have spied on you, but we're mates, and I've got your back. And sorry. Anyway, it all worked out for the best. John raised his beer. Yeah, forgiven. Okay, Gary, maybe now it's your turn. Let's get you on Soulmates as well and see if you can find you a keeper. Gary clinked his bottle against John's and said, It's a deal. If you enjoyed this episode, then please support my podcast by buying me a coffee. It's £2 a cup. Click the heart logo in the top corner of the website page underneath. If you're another podcast provider, then check out buymeacoffee.com and search for Jeff Price N3. Thank you. You can contact Telling Tales direct by emailing tellingtalesjeffprice@gmail.com. Until the next time, goodbye.